First and foremost, can science solve most of the world's problems? I think it can. Whether that's food, increases in technology that have led to better agriculture. The way we manage the environment certainly is a lot more sustainable now because we understand processes of soil formation and how to rehabilitate areas that are adversely affected in the past. I took up geology as I thought that would be interesting as an elective, and after first year it really grabbed me. It did all of the sort of things that I wanted to do, and I saw that graduates were getting jobs.
I decided to go out and work on a reef conservation program in Fiji, and that was where I learned to scuba dive, and I fell in love with the underwater aesthetic of the colours and the biodiversity of life that you see on a reef. Ever since then I haven't really looked back.
We take our students out on field trips, you get to experience things firsthand. But we're also extremely well equipped with our laboratories, so both experimental work, analytical work, observational things. We have a rock collection to dream of. We have a suite of digital microscopes that bring the geology to the student in an environment where they can actually share knowledge. So it's not just you and the microscope and the rock, but everybody can join in and see that. And then we can do a lot of things virtually as well. So if we can't take somebody to Alaska, we can bring Alaska to the students.
The way we teach it has changed immensely with the digital age coming through. So no longer does every student have their own microscope and have to share a microscope. We can now display it on a big screen, have groups working on a single microscope.
Probably our new most exciting facility is the science teaching building that we have. Our faculty spent several $1 million investing in top-of-the-range teaching equipment. So we have a big digital globe that you can project videos and information up on a globe in real time. And often most maps are on flat pieces of paper. That makes it quite hard to understand the spatial distribution of the different phenomena that we're looking at. And the great thing about the digital globe is it enables you to see things how they are in real life. Really, they're leading their own learning and working with each other, which is much more reflective of the sort of environment they're in when they go on to graduate and become employees in a workforce.
I think a science degree is very flexible. There's lots of avenues, lots of jobs you can end up doing with a science degree, and we have a very practical focus. So it's important that we train our students, but it's also important that students are exposed to this technology throughout their degree so that they're ready to either go into further research or ready to work in the industry where they're using these kind of technologies.
I think science has put together a really good framework for problem solving. But when you take that sort of a framework and then you superimpose on top of it the creativity that a lot of scientific minds have, and then the use of state-of-the-art instruments for solving problems and tools, things like drilling and carbon dating and taking boats out and using high-end equipment on boats, you've positioned yourself fairly well for solving the world's problems.